Hello, all. We are back with more questions about this terrible journey that we're going
More
on.
pain.
So much pain. I think the last question was mine. So
Hmm.
let's go see what card I get because I haven't clicked it yet. Um, part of this journey will be the most difficult. How do you pull the rest of the retinue through it? Oh wow. I've been thinking really about the queen the whole time and not the journey. I think there's a point where we have to disembark from our shuttle where we're away from our soldiersicles and where we have to negotiate with sort of local authorities to use their Stargate because we're doing these like multiple hops where we're like traveling through interstellar space to like one star gate and then popping from it to another, and they're linked only so many ways, and we have to go to get to our final destination. We have to go through this one
There's
gate,
always a
and
layover.
yeah, there's always a exactly. And theoretically, our ship should just like orbit in space, but the um, the local authorities are. I'm thinking of them as like just like Ferengi level, like greedy and like requiring
Mm.
like I don't like the Ferengi reference, but just like they require a whole lot of supplication, and like they want to be paid, but they also want to like be bowed down to.
Right.
And so anyone using their Stargate has to. It's like the who's in Game of Thrones. It was always like never feeling like they got enough credit. Anyway, these people that own the Stargate never feel like they're given enough credit, and we have to like bow down to them. And this is just not a thing the Queen would do. She's just like not one for bowing down. So I go in her stead. Um, as her, I pretend to be her, and and I leave the ship and I travel through their planet and I go and I think the rest of you come. I think we as the retinue go, perhaps without the Queen's knowledge or permission, but to make it look like for all appearances. And I pull us through it by taking the role of the Queen and showing the kind of humility and supplication that she just never would.
And she loves that, like, she's not actually the one doing the supplicating, right?
Oh yeah. She thinks it's freaking. I mean, I don't know. Do you think we tell her? Do you think we tell her we're doing this? Do you think she orders us to do it? I could see it going. I could see us like doing it on our own because we think she'll never bow down to anyone else,
Right.
or
Right.
her sending us and being like, "I'm not going to bow down to those fools, but you can."
Yeah, I feel like her sending you, especially since you're her twin, like it seems like a little bit more of a power move. Like you have to go do this and you have to go bow to these people that I don't even find it necessary to talk to.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, and yeah, I think it's pretty debasing. Like, I feel like they want us to exalt them up really highly and like, give them all this great praise for all these things that they don't feel credited for normally. Um, and, uh, and maybe they deserve it. Like maybe like they are kind of the ass end of the universe that never gets credit for all it does. But anyway, yep, I think that's it. I just kind of bow and scrape for her. Fun times.
Fun times.
Sorry, I'm just geeking out about yarn on the chat.
Oh, please do. That's awesome.
The Queen touched you once. What about the memory of that will stay with you forever?
This has so many ways it can be interpreted.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep. It totally does. That's intentional.
I think it was sometime after being brought into after my home system was destroyed and they're separating out the survivors. I think after I got into my new role and getting indoctrinated and oriented in what my new life was going to be, she came to visit me. I think we shared a meal. They prepared in my quarters the meal. She sat, listened to stories from my home world, a little bit about me, and we just ate. And when the meal was done, she just kind of ruffled my hair, and she left, and the staff left, and that made me feel good. It made me feel, that made me feel good.
Nice. What part of that? What about that will stay with you? That good feeling?
Yeah, that it was just me and her eating, having a conversation. She was not some monster that everyone used to talk about. She was a real person.
Yeah.
Don't call her a monster.
Yeah.
She doesn't like it when you call her a monster.
Yeah,
Not within earshot.
And so that was I think at that moment, at that time, everything was kind of chaos, right? Home is never going to be home again. I don't know where I'm headed to next. Everything's different. Everybody's new. And in all that swirling chaos, she came in and made me feel that, I wasn't a number, right? She knew who I was. She listened to my stories. She learned a little bit about me. And I won't forget that.
Cool. Oh, our queen can be human. Or, I don't know. I'm not actually sure that we're human species, but our queen can be a good, nice person.
Or at least she was to me. I've never seen the stick.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't know. You saw, your entire planet got destroyed, but
you've only heard tales of the stick, and I've only heard tales of the carrot.
It's true.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, Jen.
I have. Why do you think the queen trusts me enough to bring me along this journey?
Oh, that's so perfect.
Yeah. I think that she knows that I love her, but also, like, she knows that I know what she's done for me, and that, like, I wouldn't be able to stay in the kingdom if she decided to open up that record of mine. So yeah, I think it's she knows that she's done enough for me to sort of purchase my loyalty. Oh, it felt so gross saying that, but it's totally true. And I mean, maybe she cares about me. Maybe. I don't know if she could love anyone. Maybe she could love.
The way you said that is so sad.
It is so sad.
That was very sad.
Maybe.
It's I love her. Maybe she cares about me.
Yeah, maybe she has the capacity to love others as well.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Let's see who the next one is.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the carrot.
There you go.
The queen gave you a compliment once. What was it, and why have her words stayed with you? So, I had a relative, someone living in the same habitation block as me, who I found to be committing light to moderate treason, let's say.
Like a little more than collusion.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Like usually there would be a kind of minor punishment handed down, something you can come back from. But I reported it to like one of the town watch or a security person or whatever, and without a trial, they were found guilty, and the queen ordered me to execute him. I did so, and she said that I had a good follower's mindset and that she appreciated that in a person. And the choice of the words is really what stayed with me.
Yeah.
And the fact that she made me kill my own relative.
It wasn't like she said you proved your loyalty to me or something.
Yeah.
You had a good follower's mindset.
Yeah. It's like, you're such a good sheeple. I'm so proud of you.
Aww.
Insert name here, and then like turns around and walks off.
End of form letter.
Dear sir or madam, thank you for your sacrifice or donation.
Oh, wow.
So sad.
Right.
You turned a carrot into your own stick.
I know. I was gonna say we didn't draw this card already, did we? Roll20 isn't doing us something.
Oh, we did.
I feel like this card has come up already. Yeah.
I actually don't know that card came up.
There was something similar.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it was this one. It was like, I think I got it. It was like the queen struck you or threatened you or something. But I don't think it was specifically punished.
Well, I think
if it seems too samey, you can always exit.
Well, I mean, it's just I'm concerned about the deck's integrity.
You have a logistical concern rather than a story.
concern. I'm happy to answer it. I swear we got it. Okay, all right. I'm just imagining things. Okay, maybe I'm just thinking of it from another game. The queen had me punished once. What about that will stay with you forever? Oh, I think it's real easy. Yeah, we go back to that time when we were teenagers, when we were young girls, and she took the Stargate. And of course, when we got through, she blamed me for it. And she was not very sophisticated in her manipulations of people back then. And she just said, she did it, and pointed at me. And they believed her. And what will stay about that with me forever is it's not so much her hurting me, which was hurtful. It was her tell. It was like, I think I know when she's lying, because the look on her face, there's like the way she like wrinkles her eyes when she lies is something that she's gotten way, way better over the years of hiding. But like Jen, just like you can tell like the little differences between us, like that, like I can tell that one little difference for her because I've seen her lie so many times. And it's just remembering that little space between her eyes that would wrinkle slightly, and it's hurtful, but it's also saved me many times to know when she's lying to me.
So y'all are, identical twins. Is stuff like this where she ratted you out for stuff that wasn't your fault, is that part of what sort of swung the decision as to who got the crown?
Oh no, I think she was always going to get it again because she's 3 minutes older than I am.
Gotcha. Okay.
I feel like that's. I mean, I'm really glad that she's the older one and not the other way around, because I've never been ambitious enough that I would do something like that. But like, she totally is. Like if we were triplets and there was an older child than her, there's no surprise that child is not around. I don't think that's the case, but
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
saying, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it was really hurtful. I was crushed in the moment, but now when I look back on it, I no longer feel like pain from it. I feel wary, and I know what to watch for. Oh, Queen, we love you. I do love her. She is my sister, but ouch. All right, Jay.
Huh. You are considered beautiful by almost everyone you meet. How does the queen make you question that perception?
I was
Damn.
gonna say this card deck. I like how it makes the word "almost" like so pointed.
Yes.
Yeah, really should be in italics.
I think Jen will answer this one far better than I could.
Oh,
Ah.
snap.
I think this is her question.
I actually kind of love that for my character.
Mhm.
Yes, I kind of love that for my character. How does the queen make you question that perception? I think the queen has just never been satisfied with the way that I present myself in formal situations, whether it's what I wear or how I do my hair, or if I do makeup or whether I don't do makeup, I don't know. But there's not been one instance where it's like I did the right thing. It's always like, oh, you wore the wrong shade of blue. Oh, you should have had your hair down. Oh, don't you know not to wear lipstick with such and such race? It's never been right. And yeah, ostensibly, I know that people find me attractive, but it's like the one person I want to find me attractive has never like copped to that. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, Jay.
Welcome.
Harsh.
Yeah, you're right. She is.
But the
straight
queen
out of the
sister
Mean
loves
Girls.
me.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this is another doozy. When did you know that you would never
Oh.
forgive the queen?
Oh my goodness, I've had so much nicer queens.
So in an effort to test my my like tactics training and the diplomacy and stuff, there was another trip that we went on together, and we came across some people. She had me handle all the negotiations. It was going fine. She had some of their diplomats come to the ship. Everything seemed to be going great. And then on their way over, she took control of the situation again and said, oh, their shields are down. Destroy the ship. Kill them before they arrive. Like, leave no witnesses. And
Dang.
like the entire time, she was looking me in the eye like, all of the work that you did doesn't matter. I still control everything. And like after that, she brushed her hands and then left the room. And it wasn't great.
Yeah.
She got like a perfectly sound night's sleep that night.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Jay's character knows that what we're going on is not a diplomatic mission, and he knows it because of all Jay's character knows it because of all the soldiers in the back. Are we all like aware of like this is not a diplomatic mission, or do you think that she might give you another chance? Like, do you think that's going to happen again now as we go suing for peace?
At the point that we switched ships, I was utterly convinced from then on that she is utterly incapable of diplomacy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I realized that I am here sort of, I think my being here is like a farce.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm starting to feel like her keeping me around is just another power play. Like I know that you have nowhere else to go. I had you kill your own family. You can't go back to them. You've already shown your loyalty to be with me. I
You're
can
just
do
gonna
whatever
keep
I
killing
want.
people for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to keep making your hands bloody so
Yes.
that you have no choice but to be with me because everyone else will think you're a monster.
Right. She got me to convince them to lower their guard and come here. So, like,
It's your fault that they died because you convinced them
Mhm.
to.
if I had been a worse negotiator, they may still be alive.
Right. They would have had their shields up at least.
Snap.
Oh, goodness.
See, all of a sudden, my almost collusion, or my accidental collusion, doesn't seem so bad.
Oh,
All right. Oh, great. Oh, awesome. What did you bring that further endangers the queen? All right. So, Jay, you know I'm looking at you right now. Like I could just pass this, but I will not pass the buck here because you know I just want to give you some like military hijinks. I think I have never been as bold or brazen as the queen. I've never been as daring as she is. And just like that time when we were young girls and we went through the portal and I left little space breadcrumbs, the queen specifically had us change ships so that no one would know who we were. Some might even believe that she had died. But I kept a little transponder so that our home could still keep track of us if they wanted to. And I carry it like the only person I think who knows about it is Jen's character because I have like this amazing like crazy like I don't want to say it's not like it's like a bun, but I have like this crazy like space hairdo that like defies gravity and whatnot, and it's like there's this transponder like wrapped up like hidden within my hair.
Nice.
And it's not huge or anything like that, but it's slightly too bulky to keep on my person. And it's great because it will allow our people to find us, but it also it's also allowed some of our enemies to track us as well. It's exactly what she didn't want, and they are tracking us now.
How much information does the transponder give? Is it just location, or can you tag it with like number of people and specific people? Or
I think it's just
like an SOS, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's just location, but I can use it to send a distress call. Like,
gotcha.
Like by default, they can just know where we are, but like there's like a button of like, oh shit.
Yeah. Turn from GPS into like 911 pager emergency.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
They know it's us and not just some ship.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
So this whole plan of like hiding our identity, I'm messing it all up. Right. Sorry, everyone.
You're supposed to be the safe, pragmatic sister.
I am. I didn't. Exactly. This is the safe thing is make sure people know where we. Well, I thought so. Maybe there's discussions that we have. This is pillow talk, right? Maybe this is because you're the only one that sees me like take down my hair and like knows that it's there. And I think I feel very concerned about it, but it's with us now.
Does the queen suspect that somebody is following us? Like, does she put that together yet?
I think I mean, let's give her more charming attributes. I think she's paranoid enough that when she suspects people following us, she just thinks it's because the world is out to get her and hasn't figured out that I'm accidentally luring them to us. So yeah, I think she knows that people are behind us and she's evading them, but not why.
Gotcha.
Paranoid and power mad is a very good combo for a stable leader.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. CJ, I took that one. I didn't.
I can't wait to see what Jay gets now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's funny. Because you got the other.
Oh, go ahead.
It just you also got the inverse cards. That's great.
What do you do that pleases the queen on this journey? I keep everyone else entertained. I keep everyone's spirits up. I keep the morale going of everyone else. And that kind of takes, I guess, the edge off of what they think of the queen or what this mission may be about. I lighten the mood.
Nice.
So that's probably why she looked disappointed about the mandolin,
Yeah.
but she allowed it, right? She didn't.
Right.
She never
Because
told
she
me
knew
not
the
to.
rest of us would appreciate it.
Right.
Because I mean, you're a wonderful mandolin. You're a wonderful musician, right? Like,
Yes.
it's no doubt.
She told me
I
so.
super love the idea of this like space-faring mandolin person who's like, it's the mandolin has been passed down in his family, and it's like, do we even have trees anymore? Like,
Right. I don't
super
feel
love
like
the
it.
mandolin.
Some tree was specially grown in a machine to make the wood for this mandolin.
And then she
Yeah.
destroyed that system. So those trees no longer
Yeah. You're like Gurney Halleck, right? Like our war master slash slash. Well, I guess you're not the socialite, you said, but you're the performer. But yeah, I remember Patrick Stewart playing. I don't remember what instrument it was, but awesome.
Cool. The queen is responsible for the death of someone I loved. Who? What happened?
That's perfect. Oh my goodness.
So many choices.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm actually going to slightly retcon what I said before about my partner and child living on a planet in this system. I'm going to say it's just my child. I'm going to say the queen is responsible for the death of my partner, who I colluded with. Yeah, I think I think after all the dust settled and she was gonna, like, she told me what she was gonna do. She's gonna like button up the record, sort of cover stuff up. I think I maybe didn't show enough thanks, or I wasn't like properly sorry for what I did, or maybe I just didn't understand what I did well enough for her. So I think after I thought the partner was gonna live, the queen kind of went behind my back and had the partner killed because she got annoyed or frustrated or bored. Who knows?
I think it's just her way. She doesn't like leaving any trails.
Yeah. So I think she had my partner killed. And when I found out that they had died, like I found out through, somebody from the place sent me a message or whatever. Like it was, informal.
Yeah.
And I was very glad that I had never informed the queen about the kid because, yeah.
Did the queen ever mention that she had your partner killed, or has she ever brought it up? Was there like an implication in a conversation at some point?
Yes, I think there was. She never like out and out said what she did, but I think she made a very like dismissive remark about this partner, like, oh well, they won't have to worry about that anymore.
Right.
And like I don't know if she wanted me to find out or didn't want me to find out or like whatever, but like she made the remark and it was just like, oh, you cut me too deep.
Yeah,
that's rough. That's rough.
Is it horrible of me that I'm a little bit happy that there's not someone for you to choose between now? Am I evil for feeling that way?
I mean, you are your sister's sister.
Right. Like I would never do that, but like, can I be a little bit happy that you just love me? Well, and my sister, of
and
course,
your sister.
But that there's not another one.
But also, I feel like finding out that your sister had my partner killed. Like, I mean, I love her, but I also kind of don't.
Yeah.
A little bit more now.
Right. And I can see that. Also kind of creating a divide between us too. Like, I mean, she is my sister, and
Facebook status. It's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It's complicated.
Wait, Facebook status. Damn it.
Facebook status.
Okay. Yes, serious time. What is something you do for the royal family that has prepared you well for this journey? One of the important parts about being a diplomat is after a while, you get really good at the poker face. And you're able to hide how you truly feel about people from those people. So, I feel like that's really prepared me well for this journey where it's just a few of us in close confines with each other and decisions that I find questionable. And maybe some decreased faith in certain people.
So are you gonna dish here? Are you gonna tell us who you're disappointed with? Are you gonna keep that?
All of us.
Just all of us, the entire group.
I think. Well, okay. So my character, she's definitely most disappointed in the queen because, like, I am
She's a
going.
murderer.
Yes, she is a murderer, and not only that, she's a murderer several times over. When I have provided her specifically with ways to do things without murder. And then I think the more this goes on and the more that everyone else on board seems to be okay with it,
Yeah.
my faith in everybody else is slowly just dropping. It's sort of like a guilt by association kind of thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I'm deserving of that. I've let her do all sorts of things. I've watched that she's done awful stuff and not done anything. It's pretty bad. I'm not very strong. I'm not a strong person. Oh, this is perfect. How does the queen remind you of her status while on this journey? Oh, I can think of so many ways. But I think it's very important in particular because I look just like her to the queen that whenever we're meeting, whenever she's not using me as a body double or as a, to deceive somebody, whenever we meet with people, she like is very emphatic about saying titles and specifically like says my title, which is a really like the head of the intergalactic space floral program, right? Like it's not something I'm not proud of. Like I'm happy about it, but it's clearly not a position of power within the queen. She likes to introduce me and tell everybody who I am and like make it very clear to them that I don't have any power within the court. And I think that she does that whenever we're meeting new people and just when it's just all of us, she'll chastise me like I'm just her sister, but I can't reciprocate it. Like when it's just like the five of us, she's like, sister, don't do that. You're being silly. And like, there is no way I could ever say those words to her.
There's no correct response to that.
Right. But she doesn't. So like in front of other people, she's like uber formal and that's kind of demeaning. And in front of all of you, it's just that she's like way too familial in a way that I cannot reciprocate because that's not how you talk to the queen. So yeah, she gets me either way you go.
Coming and going.
Because she likes to be the queen and the only one.
Okay. You think of someone in this retinue as the queen's favorite. Who? What makes you think this? I think Erin's character is the queen's favorite. That's what I think. I think this because they spend a lot of time behind closed doors and away from everyone else. I don't know what's going on back there, but I know that the queen makes time to. I might be actually a little jealous because the queen's only come see me once like that. Where I think she's done that several times with Erin's character. And I wanted to come see me some more. What's so special about what's so special about Erin?
What's so special about our head diplomat?
Erin.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Do you display that jealousy? Do you like make up? Do you ever
Ooh.
like say anything about it?
Are there
I think
shitty
so.
glances in the hallway?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
is there
no,
shade being thrown?
Yeah, I think I throw some shade when Aaron's character is around. I think
Do you have you
obviously-
ever inserted Aaron's character into a song?
Ooh.
no,
Dang.
not directly. Maybe indirectly. I talk about the
Subtly.
yes, that there's a person I love, and then this other person came and stole that person from me, kind of songs.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
I don't name
Ah. There's just heavy implications and like some, head tilting, and
it. Right.
that's so good.
That is fantastic. I dig it.
All right, let's see what we got.
Okay. Who is the distant power you are traveling to, and why do they make me uneasy? I actually am really interested to hear Aaron's answer to this.
Yeah.
Shit.
My turn to pass the buck.
Got a thing.
Okay. Okay. I guess I should come up with like a name for them.
You can come up with a name. You could come up with some sort of description, like the
I
galactic.
was gonna say, I realized that we haven't named the queen, we haven't named any of our player characters, and I kind of love that.
Yeah.
This distant power is the ruling council of the crap, I can't remember how to pronounce the word. Diaspora, like the
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically it's a kind of a rough collection of all the different sentient species from like a solar system. They have a unified language, unified economy, that sort of thing. I don't think. Well, okay. I think it makes me uneasy because the ship that I was negotiating with that got blown up. It was from like some of the people on board were from the diaspora. And
So we're gonna
I
roll up and be like, "Sorry, we killed your people."
and I strongly suspect that they were communicating with home base about what was going on before they blew up.
That
That
would make me uneasy.
that seems bad.
So
Yeah.
I have a feeling that if this video chat was transmitted back to base, my face is the last thing that's broadcast from the ship that gets blown up in the middle of diplomatic negotiations.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I think that's very true.
Nice.
When did you know you were in love with the queen? Wow. Time to give the queen some actual positive attributes. It's late in the game, but let's I don't think the queen is selfish. She's vindictive and she's paranoid and she is callous and she is cruel, but I don't think she's inherently selfish. She's not, whatever her end game is, it's not megalomania. And I know this because there have been times when I've definitely taken the fall for her because that wasn't okay. But there were also the times where like I wanted things like I wanted a space fauna or space flora program to grow trees to make mint so that mandolins could exist, or some other some other things. And she has like seen my private whims, my private desires that I would never think to make a matter of state, and decided that making her sister happy was a matter of state. And she has created whole swaths of our culture as a desire to try and make me happy. And not in like an appeasy way, but it's like, I want to give you whatever it is you want. Of course, not the seat of power. Of course, not what I have, but in a way, like she spoils me.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this because she genuinely cares about you, or is she trying to keep you content so that you don't go after her seat?
I think I'm going to say I know that it's because she actually cares about me. And awesome. I know when she's lying to me, and sometimes she does lie to me, and it hurts, but it may be still a delusion. You know, she's still getting something out of this. She's still getting the feeling of being able to be the benefactor and the giver. Like it isn't like pure and true altruism, although I'm not sure that really exists. But this is her definitely wanting to provide for me and going to like extreme lengths. And she does it for me in a way that like is super inappropriate. But it makes me love her. Like I feel very special in her eyes. So when did I know? I think it's when we did not actually have living, like we had living organisms for the pre-production of food, but we didn't have like flowers and things like that on our world. And she like created it. She like imported it, brought in scientists, brought in all these things, put me in charge of it. And now we have like this beautiful, that we've of course stolen from other worlds, I'm sure. But nevertheless, we have this, this beautiful flora that grows on our planet now. And it's all because she knew that I liked flowers and I liked gardening and not just like the prettiness of flowers, but like the seeing the growth and all that stuff. I'm like, I like to get my hands, dirty in the soil. Yeah. Over to you, Jay.
All right. Whoa. You arranged for the queen to be ambushed on this journey. What did they offer you?
Oh, darn.
Wow. What did they offer me?
A new mandolin.
Maybe
2 mandolins.
2 mandolins. What did they offer me? I think oh wow, this is hard.
Yeah. Well, if you don't, if it doesn't feel right, it's also a good opportunity to exit thing, right? Like if this doesn't feel like it's the right card.
Yeah, I'm thinking. No, so I think I've laid out already that clearly I love the queen, and I'm jealous that she's spending time with Aaron. I think maybe they offered me a way to
have her all to yourself.
Yes. Is that bad? Is that
It's very
wrong?
bad. It's totally wrong. You absolutely should do it.
Imprison you on this planet together.
Yes.
Is it one of those things like where you pay off a bully and like then you come up and you throw a punch and the bully's knocked out so you look real good in front of your date?
Yes, like that.
That's fucked up.
So is
that bad?
It's very bad. Yeah. I love it. I'm sorry. My dying voice is starting to die again. Question. So do you think this ambush isn't going to work? Because you're like, oh yeah, they're just setting me up to look good, and that you're going to defend the queen somehow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
I'm gonna save the day, and the queen's gonna be like, "Forget Aaron," right?
Yeah,
I'm all
Jay
about this
the way.
mandolin puppy ass. Yes.
Yeah. All right, sure. I'm sure that'll go great.
Nothing will go wrong.
So good.
All right. You sometimes think you might be the queen's favorite. Why? And why does this worry me? I mean, because it's complicated. I sometimes think that I might be the queen's favorite because I don't seem to get the same sort of level of derision and cruelty, and she doesn't put me in my place like she does her sister. So I'm the one who has it least bad, which must mean I'm the favorite, right? And it greatly worries me because while I do love her, I feel like in the intervening time since I have met her and the whole collusion thing happened, I have grown increasingly in love with her sister. And you can't make me choose.
I've got it pretty good. She only killed my partner.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you think? I mean, I just have to imagine, like, we must have talked about it. Like, what happens if she finds out?
Yeah, we absolutely have talked about it because it's something that we're both probably legit concerned about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we have absolutely put on the table this. Well, we could just run away together, not let her not give her the chance to punish us for it.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of us is quite there yet, but it's a very attractive escape option.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Scary.
Sorry, my turn.
Yeah, no worries. I actually like that this game, inherent, even in the physical version, causes pauses. Like you have to stop while someone draws their card. I really enjoy that. It's a break in the conversation.
We have to re-level after the queen's awfulness.
Yeah.
There's a false rumor about you and the queen back at the royal court. What is it, and how did it start?
Yeah, favorite.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think there is a rumor that the queen and I are on the way to becoming a secret item because of the amount of time that I spend in contact with her.
College? Yeah.
Yeah, it basically looks like she's trying to sugar mama me. And we just so happen to have a bard who has a bone to pick and is heavily insinuating things to anyone who can connect two dots together.
Yes. Yes.
It walks like a duck.
So I think it originally started when she started paying for my college.
Yeah.
And it's only gained traction since then, especially with the recent help of our bard.
Has she heard these rumors?
I think she has. She's probably pulled me into her quarters one day and she's making a show of it, looking out in the hallway and darting her head back and forth. And she goes, they think we're getting together, right? And
So
I'm yes, ma'am.
It amuses her. She thinks.
Oh yeah. I think because it makes me uncomfortable, it makes it amuses her even more.
Wow.
Nice.
She's the best.
Yeah, for certain definitions of best, absolutely.
And by the best, we mean the worst.
It all depends on your definitions and your sample size. And I'm sure there's a certain criteria that would mean yes for her.
Oh, so good. All right, I'm up. Oh no. Here it is.
What?
Is this the question?
The question. In fact, I think I have a way. I made a special handout for this. Let's see if it works. I'm gonna nix this for a second, and I'm gonna say bump. There we go. The beautiful version.
Oh,
Nice.
There we go. I only have that one card. That has been
It's a good
formatted.
card to have.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. So we all answer this question. The queen is under attack. You defend her. Oh my god! I don't know why.
Should we start with you and go in clockwise order?
Yeah. I would love to hear Jen's answer to this question first. But
Oh,
that
you
is,
suck.
but that is not the way of things. Man, I think when we get attacked, it's not. I think when we get attacked, I know it's my fault. I know that I think I realize that we've been tracked, that our enemies have found us. And so, no, I do defend her in a circumspect way. I defend her by fleeing and letting them believe that it's me, that it's her. I look like her. I have the transponder, and I flee to try and get her safe, so that they'll come after me. I know I would do no good at all standing in the way of a blaster. The one that went through me would just go through her next. But I can get in a ship and fly as fast as I can, and I do. I take one of our little shuttle pods, and I just jet out of there.
Do you leave me?
Well, I'm gonna leave that to you. I think there's a shuttle pod with room for two, but it's also probably the shuttle pod that's gonna get shot down. So I mean, I think I would not want to leave you, but I think I leave it to you to decide what your fate is. So
It's
yeah.
so good.
So I defend her by running away to draw fire. How about you, Jay?
absolutely. With all my mandolin heart.
Yeah.
Yes. I think if I can, I try to even thaw out some of the soldier signals to help defend in this attack.
I can imagine some wild space combat thing where you're like dropping all the soldiers into orbit and then like tearing the ship in and trying to land on the ground and have the soldiers be thawed.
Yeah, because even though this wasn't the original ambush I had planned, I can still come out the hero.
It's never too late.
That's right.
Yeah, right. I'm sure this one's gonna work great too.
All plans work out perfectly.
I just got to be close.
Nice. Cool. Hey, well, you defend her.
So,
what about you, Jen?
I think I don't defend the queen, actually. I think when the alarm starts sounding, I find the sister, I find you, and I admit to you that I have a child off-world, and we should go run away together.
And go find your child?
And go find my child and live away from the queen and her awfulness.
I feel like the transponder is the thing that will determine what ship the enemy chases.
Yeah.
And we have this choice of taking it with us and probably dying and letting and saving the queen, or leaving it behind and probably surviving because they'll go after the queen's ship.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like that's a really hard choice.
It's a very hard choice.
Okay, so I'm not gonna defend her.
Yeah, there's no reason you should.
Right.
It's horrible.
I think the two of us are on the bridge when it happens, and when we get boarded, I act quicker than she does. I lock the doors. I turn off our weapon system. I look at the queen and I say, "We could have been better, but now we'll be discarded." And I message, like I basically turn on the speakers all over the ship and I say, "The queen is in the bridge with me." And I throw my gun aside.
Oh, betrayal.
Wow.
Wow. And that is for the queen.
But what do, Sean? Do you take the transponder? Because I'm not letting you get out of that question.
Oh, you're not letting me get out of that
I'm not letting
question?
you get out of
We
that
can't leave. We can't end the game with us just holding it and like not sure where to discard it. You want a real answer? Yeah, I love the queen and I care about her, but I love, but I'm not that strong, and I think we've put what we had. We've constantly suppressed what we had for her the entire time, and I think it's finally time for me to live my own life, even if that means at the cost of hers, which is horrible.
It's like
But
1/10 of her horribleness.
it is
so-
it is like 1/10 of her horribleness. But when when the person that you love is staring you right in
It's true. It's true.
there is right there and says, "Come fly away with me." It's like the tower in Starcross topples over, and I just leave the transponder behind. So yeah, you won me over, Jen.
Yay.
And yeah, let's go off and get your kid. So yes, I guess that means I didn't defend the queen. That's a pretty terrible not defense there. Awesome. Well, thank you all. We played for the queen. That was delightful and terrible all at once.
All at the same time.
Fun
Yeah.
and sad.
Go figure. Go figure. Yeah, what a wonderful, wonderful game. I enjoyed this one so much. I can't wait for it to be a physical, real thing, which it will be someday, I'm sure. I might have an inclination about that. But
Wink.
but obviously it's time for us to go because you can see that the space I am in has turned completely black,
Totally
like the
dark.
void of space.
I was about to say the batteries in your escape pod have shut off and you're
Yes.
recording your final message.
Yes, in the darkness of space, let's all bid adieu, and say what we're up to. How about you, Jay? What's your stuff?
I'm wrapping up. I'm writing the superhero setting for Cortex Prime, and so I'm wrapping up
Cool.
the last of my changes. You can find me on G+. I'm Matt J. Brown, and or coming to a convention near you.
Yeah, a convention like Big Bad Con.
I will
Wait.
be there.
Nice.
I will also be at Big Bad Con, and I'm very excited about this. I will be running a game that I'm co-writing with a friend of mine called Autumn of the Ancients, which I also played on Twitch with Sean earlier this year.
Yeah, you can find the VODs on our YouTube channel.
Mhm. Which is essentially a hack of Fall of Magic in space. So yeah, I am on G+ and Facebook and on Twitter. And like I said, I'll be at Big Bad Con.
Exciting.
I guess it's my turn. Hi, I am still Aaron. Hi. So if you want to find me, you can do so Twitter. It's the Road Virus _. Mostly I just post about like food and selfies and stuff there, but I am working on some games. They're still very early in the process, but I'm working on some Blades hacks that are Pacific Rim themed.
Nice.
So it's going to be two different ones that kind of work together or separately, depending on how you want to do it. One is called Cancel the Apocalypse. And the other one is called Reset the Clock. I've got some small things that I've finished up. I'm eventually going to set up like an itch page, put those out. I am one of the founders of That D&D podcast. If you want to check us out, we're at That D&D podcast on literally everything, I think. We've got a bunch of campaigns running, and we're also doing a series called Improbable Interviews, where we interview a bunch of people in the like queer and indie tabletop scene, kind of figure out their inspirations and their processes for things. And it's kind of fun to hear people be passionate about stuff that they're really passionate about. So yeah, I think that's all for me.
Nice. I'm Sean. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me at Sean Nittner pretty much everywhere. And yeah, I'm excited because we're going to be playing another game of this in a couple of weeks. And it'll be a whole different one, a whole different queen, a whole different scenario. A whole different
hopefully less awful queen.
Yeah, the art queen was real. I've played with some pretty sweet queens. There's always tinged with, no, she was awful. But
she was rough.
But I mean, to the point where one of us just called in the baddies, said I surrender. That was great, Aaron. I love it. So I'm excited about playing that. Lavender is the creator of a Forces Art game called Mortally Bankrupt, which is a game about essentially like reality show hosts that have made deals with devils, and we'll be playing that at the end of the month on this channel. Nice. I just got back from Gen Con, aka the gravelly voice, and I'm jumping full swing into Big Bad Con planning because that is in 2 months, which is too close. It's too far away for anybody who wants to come because it's going to be a good time, but it's too close for me because got so much work to do to get there. But now I'm jumping into that, so it's going to be exciting. So thanks all of you for coming and playing this game. This was so great. And thanks everyone in chat for hanging out with
Thanks
us.
for building the deck in Roll20.
Yeah, one card at a time. Good times. All right. If I can figure out how to do the thing, we will head out. So see you all later.